Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil, Sunder. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Samantha Conan, a junior at Serrano High School in Freeland, California, a pitcher and first baseman on the varsity softball team, and currently playing travel softball for the Bat Busters Edmonds 16U team. Once again, Samantha, thank you so much for taking time out to speak with me, and congratulations on your success on the softball field.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. The accolades are numerous, Samantha, and I'm going to reel them off, and then we'll get your feedback on it. Varsity Rookie of the Year, second team All-League, on the varsity for 2 years and lettered 8 career home runs. You've also been ranked 35th on Legacy and Legend Softball 2025 player rankings. With Bat Busters Edmonds 16U travel team, first team All-Tournament zoom into June, ranked in 4 categories: 3rd in strikeouts, 5th in batting average against, 6th in hits allowed, and 6th in ERA. Okay, when you sum that up, and you know how much you've accomplished, I see you smiling. The immense pride and joy you take in seeing your hard work pay off on the field, Samantha.
It's just really nice to look back at it and realize how far I've come since when I was little and how all of my coaches have helped me get to where I am today.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's talk about, at Serrano High School, first on the varsity softball team. Is said again to see, in those, first 2 years, and you still have another 2 left. So how great of a feeling is that to see again it all pan out, and the fact that you just fit in so well, and it just meshed, for you here, seamlessly.
It was so nice. Like I started freshman year, what tryouts happened, they went well, and the whole team just meshed together nicely. And I was lucky to be a part of varsity for these 2 years, and it has really just gone so smoothly.
Yeah, no, definitely. 8 career home runs. It's a great feeling anytime you hit a home run. What did it describe that elation and just the fact, when you're up there at the plate and you get, one right down in the sweet spot and you're able to, barrel it up and knock it out of the park.
It's a nice feeling because like you get that pitch and you can just hit it, and whenever you hit it, you just have that feeling. You're like, oh yeah, that's gone. You know,
Yeah, no, it's great. Hey, let's
it's just
talk.
really
Yeah, go ahead.
hard. I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, that's good. Hey, let's transition to Bat Busters Edmonds 16U travel team. They said zoom into June was a big moment for you, and the fact that as a pitcher you were able to dominate, and I said in those categories I mentioned beforehand. Talk about that again. First team all tournament. So obviously, it really again, everything came together at the right time for you.
It did. It did. I had a lot of help from my pitching coach, Aaliyah. I had a lot of help from my regular coach, Coach Scott, and it was just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of motivation from them. It took a lot of confidence and a lot of work to get there, and it was really, I felt so lucky to be recognized like that and get to that point to where I could succeed in Zoom to June.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it said ranked 35th on the Legacy and Legend Softball 2025 player rankings. So that's just an incredible accomplishment. Talk about that. I mean, it's not easy to make a list, it said there, but that's got to be very rewarding for you, Samantha.
It was. It was just one day my dad came up to me and he was like, "Hey, like I saw this," and I was just so like oh my gosh, like that's so crazy, and it just made me so happy that I got on that
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. Right? You mentioned head coach Scott Edmonds, Bat Busters Edmonds 16U travel team. Talk about Coach Edmonds in terms of the leadership he brings to the table, and just some of the intangibles about Coach Edmonds that really makes it enjoyable playing for him, and I said with the rest of the team as well.
He always has he always wants us to succeed. He doesn't yell. He understands when we make mistakes and he picks us back up, and he really is dedicated to helping us achieve our goals. and he just is all around a good guy, and he lets us have fun, and he has fun with the whole team. It's
Yes.
never like a dull time.
That's fabulous to hear. And want to transition to just in terms of your approach to, again, you play both, first base, but and predominantly a pitcher, but you're in working on your swing, but also your mechanics, as said on the mound. There's quite a bit that goes into it, in terms of, having your routines set, communication, in the infield, but then also with your catcher. Can you describe that? What it's got to be very meticulous and just in terms of having everything sit in place once you take the field.
Honestly, whenever I take the field, it just my brain just clicks like that. Like I'm so used to it, and like it'll shift from whatever I'm doing. So if I'm going to bat, I have like my set routine, and then
Hmm.
pitching my zone, like blocking everything out, and first
Yeah,
base, it's like, oh, like I know what I'm doing. If this girl's right here, I'm doing this, and it just
yeah.
happens off of memory.
Yeah. Hey, just about that, I'm always curious about pregame routines, for athletes. Is there anything like you do in particular just to, get yourself like, really in the zone and just, ready for the task at hand?
One thing that I've started incorporating recently is I will go on a walk outside before game day in the morning,
Okay.
and I'll go on Spotify, play something that's motivational, and
Hmm.
I'll just get that right headset. So when I go to the games, I'm prepared, I'm ready, no more negative in the mind, all positive, so I can see a successful outcome.
That's terrific. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, when you're facing an opposing hitter, and of course, as I said, working, hand in hand with your catcher on the sequence of pitches, and just, again, going through those motions. I mean, there's a lot that I'm sure that, as you say, it goes into it. We're working with your pitching coach, head coach, but talk about that because I think, really being on that same page with your catcher is so essential.
Yes, it is. I am very fortunate to have a catcher that's my best friend, so we are
Mhm.
automatically really close.
Yeah.
But it's really nice, like, because even the other catchers on my team, our team has good chemistry, so we know each other. And at this point, we work together so much that they usually know, like, how I'm feeling. They can read my body language on the field if something's not working. And it's
Mhm.
really easy to communicate if we need that extra communication if we're struggling, or even if we're doing really good, it's easy to communicate and say, hey, like, good job.
Yeah. I think it's just important. You talk about on the field, but like in between innings as well. I think a lot of people don't place enough emphasis because those are important times as well, just to keep locked in, as I said, and just really focus. Talk about that before you head back, onto the field and on the mound.
Yeah, so like after inning, sometimes we'll go talk, like if something's going bad, we'll talk about, hey, like this pitch isn't working, let's stick more to this pitch, this is what I feel that's going
Mhm.
on right now, and I'll tell my catcher that. Or even if something's like everything's going smoothly, we'll just say, hey, good job, let's keep it up, like pick each other up still and make sure
Yeah.
we're still focused.
Yeah, no, the great points you make. As you know, Samantha, training for a softball season, preparing for it is year round. I know you're, I said definitely, uh, focused as head and just laser, just in terms of attending, two batting lessons, one pitching lesson per week, which are again are pivotal. Talk about that because again, those factors, strength and conditioning, nutrition, mental health, they really again kick in. I mean, those you have to like have again in place just in terms of being, just to describe that because without that, you're really toast. But I'm sure that for you, that's something you definitely said look at as being critical.
Yeah, I think they're super duper important. Batting, we usually just like go over and just get those reps in. So
Hmm.
like more of a one-on-one so I can see what I'm doing. And then pitching, same thing, but it's also so important that you work by yourself. I think like
Hmm.
lessons are so great to get another like another look on what you're doing. Like personally for me, if I'm doing something wrong in my pitching, I can usually feel it, but it's so nice to get an outside perspective. So even after a game, I'll go ask my parents if I don't have the ability to talk to my pitching coach.
Yeah. And I think what's just incredible is the technology's improved. And then you have, video out there. So you really can break it down in terms of, the positives, the negatives, and then, trying to improve upon that, for the next game. And I think that's really the game changer, that we see out there today. Just wanted to get your take on that, Samantha.
Yes, actually, it's so helpful because even if, like, say for example, I'm not batting great that weekend and it's just so nice. I can go on the phone, I can like use slow-mo and see where I'm doing my swing. If maybe the
Mhm.
timing's off, my swing's just not doing it, or it's mental.
Yeah. That's the thing. Everybody talks about the physical part of athletics and softball, but I think people don't again understand, mentally you have to really be, again, sharp as ever. I'm wondering when you're up there at the plate, what's filtering through your mind, when you're up against the opposing pitcher, and just in terms of, again, trying to, put a good swing, I said on the ball and, try to drive it out. And then, of course, if you have, runners on base as well.
Usually I'm always thinking first pitch strike. Like I'm
Hmm.
looking for that first pitch to hit, unless obviously it's a really bad pitch, then I'll lay off. But it
Hmm.
goes through like, oh, just make contact, hard contact, move the runners, just get a base hit, get on base.
Hmm.
That's my goal. What goes through my head.
Yeah, it's tremendous. I wanted to swing back to Serrano High School. Talk about game day practices, putting that Diamondbacks uniform on. What does that represent to you, personally here the first couple of years, Samantha?
It's so nice because we live in a small town and it's so nice to represent something so small and make it seem so much bigger,
Hmm.
especially because I don't know, it just puts us out there more and the team's amazing and it's great to be recognized.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I know that you've again, the cohesiveness, the chemistry that you developed, of course, on the Bat Busters have been, 16-year travel team. But how about here at Serrano High School here, the first couple of years? I'm sure that has been just as, special, and it's just been,
Mhm.
a lot of great memories that you've built up here in the first couple of years.
Yes, it's so nice because I get to play with four of my best friends. I mean,
Okay.
everybody's all my friends on the team, but
Yeah.
it's nice because we see each other at school and then we can go play ball and just have a good time.
Yeah. Hey, talk about the home games, but also the away games. The fact that those bus rides. I ask athletes from different sports about it. I mean, I think it's again where you really get to build up those relationships, those friendships as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking, a lot of singing together, playing music, and just hanging out.
Yeah. That's it's wonderful to hear. I wanted to ask you about the support from the Serrano High School Student Body Administration Athletic Department for you here the first 2 years, but also the team as well.
Yes, they're always very supportive, like giving signs out, telling when our games are, support, like encouraging people to come support and make softball bigger at our school.
That's great. That's great to hear. As it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. Samantha, you've definitely been able to flourish in that arena, 4.3 GPA. Now be taking 3 AP classes in your junior year, elected, I believe, associate student body vice president. Again, that time management and organization, you really do have down pat. It's not easy to balance out both roles, but you've been able to do it again effectively. Talk about, again, to see all that, again, that work ethic, that, just being able to put in the time. It's not easy because you have game day, you have practices, uh, travel, but that has not prevented you from, again, flourishing, said in the classroom, but uh, what has worked out. You must have, definitely that blueprint down, said, to be able to make it work here.
It's a lot of go, go, go. But
Hmm.
even so, if we're going to softball, I'll do my homework in the car and try getting it done. Or I
Hmm.
even have a planner. So I have a separate softball planner where I write
Hmm.
down all of my workouts when I have games, when I have practice, and then I'll have a separate school and home calendar so I can write down what homework I need to get done, what I need to get done. And usually I'll set times or what time I need it done by so I can finish it and then move on to the next task without it leaking over and moving all of my stuff later in the day.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's again just magnificent to see that, because that attention to detail, again, uh it again, it just little things add up, and just in terms of knowing where everything is, just having it in place. I mean, if you don't, you're just it becomes almost like scattered, and you get lost in the shuffle. But the fact that you have that all coordinated, again, is just a testament to again, the putting in that time, and as said, being meticulous about it. Hey, I wanted to ask you about, you've been playing the game of softball for a long time, since you were 6 years old. So had to ask you, for you, what makes the game so special to play? I mean, I'm sure there are things that stand out in terms of whether it's on the field, off the field, during the course of the game. But what is it that makes you come back year after year to play the sport?
Honestly, mostly the team. I love playing with my teammates, the special bond we create. I love
Hmm.
the competitiveness, going out there to compete and have fun and do something physical that I enjoy. And it's
Hmm.
just like, I don't know, it's just at this point, it's just like part of my life and it brings me so much joy.
I know the years have flown by probably too quickly for you. I had
Yeah.
to ask you, maybe you recall that first time, you swung a bat, put the uniform on and took the field. But just, are there certain moments that you do recall that, like, and you just, now you get to sit back and, with a smile on your face, and, really, again, it brings a lot of happiness.
Yeah, I can recall sometimes like probably 12 years old where I was pitching and I got my like, first strikeout or
Hmm.
first like top strikeout in a game against
Yeah.
another pitcher and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like that's so crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
so nice." And then I look back and I'm like, "Dang, like this has gone so far. That's so amazing."
Hey, and I wanted to, build upon that first, varsity game, and the fact that, you're a freshman, now you're going to be an upperclassman, but you're learning, the ropes, from the seniors, from the juniors and seniors. So I'm running that first game, you putting that uniform, that's got, I mean, it's got to, like, bring, chills down your spine, give you the goosebumps, because and you got the butterflies probably ongoing as well. But that must have been just a surreal moment to, say, look, I'm on varsity, and you've made it big time here.
Yeah, it definitely was, but right when we got in the field, it just all went away. The
Yeah.
butterflies went away, and I was like, no, at the end of the day, it's just the game I play. No reason to be nervous. I'm just gonna go out there and have
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah, that is great attitude to have. And I think, what's so enjoyable about the travel team, and especially here with Batbusters Evan 16U travel team, is that you get to play with it's, girls from probably all over, like, surrounding communities, come from different backgrounds, and you come together as one unit, one team, for a sole purpose and goal. That's going to be very fulfilling for you.
Yes, it's so nice. We just have a really good bond, and it's like they're my sisters. Like I would do anything for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that, I think that's perfect. Perfect, and it is truly a sisterhood. As you know, you need time to kick back, relax. When, I don't know that time is, but you try to find it. Your hobbies are going to the gym, reading, and driving. Talk about those moments. Just the fact that you're able to clear your mind and be able to focus on things that you enjoy doing. Here, Samantha.
It's nice because the gym, I'll just go and focus and just clear all my headspace about like any stress. Like if I have a test coming up, it's just no, we're at the gym right now. We're gonna focus
Hmm.
on getting these reps in, getting good reps in, and getting stronger. Reading is just like a time where I can lay back, relax, go into
Hmm.
another world, focus on something else,
Yeah.
get away. And driving, I just for me, driving is so like big because I've always loved driving. I've loved watching driving movies, so I'll just turn on
Yeah.
some music, go drive, go run the errands if I have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to take a break sometimes.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I know you have a strong support system from your family. Your parents are both nurses. Your brother attends California State University, San Bernardino. Talk about what they've meant to you here along your, academic and athletic journey.
They've meant so much. They're both always so busy and they always make it to my game. Or even when I was younger, my mom or dad would always drive me and get me where I needed to go and get me all the lessons a week. And my brother, even though he's a full-time college student, he still comes to every single one of my games, wakes up early with us, helps me pack the ice chest, and he's just there to support. I can hear him cheering. I see him taking all the videos. It's
That's
really
great to
nice.
hear. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's what you want to see. Something popped into my head is that, especially, even going back to playing for varsity, softball at Serrano High School, but even here with travel ball for Bat Busters, I'm in 16U travel team. And then we are talking about before you came on the air. I was asking just in terms of the growth of softball and the sport itself. So many people out there in the stands, and when you see that, I'm wondering what comes to your mind, like, knowing that there are people out there just supporting, said girls supporting, the game. I mean, it's got to just be just again, it's got to be an incredible feeling.
It definitely is. I don't feel like scared or nervous before a game because even if I mess up, I know that I won't have to deal with them being mad. They'll have my back. Even the girls on the team, they'll have my back. Like they've got me.
I know I asked you about Serrano High School. I don't know if I asked you putting that Bat Busters have been 16U travel team jersey on. What is that? Again, what to you? What does that represent? What is that? I mean, that's got again. It's got to be. There's got to be an electric feeling. It's got to be an adrenaline rush every time you take that. You put that jersey on and that uniform.
It is. It feels so incredibly lucky to be a part of such a great and big organization that has so many opportunities. It's just a nice shift to go from high school softball to play for this huge thing that I have so much more opportunities with.
Yeah, no, definitely. Again, excellent point you made, and I have to ask you about this about culture and diversity. You have a very interesting dynamic. Part Filipino,
Yes.
part German, and Caucasian. So that's quite
Yeah.
a bit to unpack there. So talk about that. The fact that you're representing, said your culture, and again, softball is becoming an international sport. I mean, and we even see tournaments being held here with teams from different countries. How special is that? Knowing that again, you carry that, and I'm sure it mean again, it means the world to you.
Yes, it does, because it also means I'm a part of something else and I could represent or even help grow something else.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's again to make again a valid point there. Hey, a couple more left. I want to ask you about social media, and I think again it's become played an integral part just in terms of promoting the sport, the athletes out there. Again, getting practice, training, game footage out there. Twitter's out there, Instagram. I know you definitely are involved in that. Talk about that. The fact that you can let people know about your softball journey and what you've been able to accomplish.
It's nice because I can take anything from what happened a day ago, I can put it on the internet. People can see it. I can put myself out there, even encourage some people if people look at my page. And it's
Hmm.
so nice because I can do it at a click of a button anywhere and just help, get out there and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the connections are just, you really can't put a price tag on that. I think, the fact that it's become such a huge network and community. And I think that again is just, it's just I mean, it's just amazing to see that every single, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, it just keeps on growing and growing. It's amazing the again the impact you can have on younger kids and athletes, especially girls out there. And I think you're really in a wonderful spot here to offer some much needed advice and message, because we know how competitive it's out there. And you obviously been playing for a long time. You know that as you get older and play varsity and travel ball, it's just, I mean, again, everyone's trying to outdo each other. But what would you say to those kids, whether they're trying to play softball or maybe any other sport, and just try to, again, move up that ladder? And they're trying to say, okay, are we good at this? Can we sustain this for a long time to come? I'm wondering, if they're watching this interview, what would you say to them, Samantha?
I would tell them that it's not easy. It's definitely hard work,
Mhm.
and they should just go out and give it their all, 110%. Everybody makes mistakes, but those mistakes help us grow. So they don't feel down when they make a mistake. Use that as a learning lesson to pick themselves back up and get even better.
Yeah, it's again outstanding advice, for kids out there. And I mentioned this before we came on there about women in sports, and I think again we've seen the rise of course social media, but I think just the platforms that women have today, as I said, young girls as well. Again, knowing that you have that, and being able to spotlight what you guys do, and let people know it. It's just not about athletics, it's academics, it's family. There's so much more involved. But the fact that you can really let people know, invite them into your world and say, hey, this is who I am as a person. But how again, how critical is that, again, for, because we sometimes we see that disparity, between women and men's sports. But just the fact that again, trying to increase that visibility as well.
It's nice because now I feel more inspired. We can see all these older girls, older college girls
Hmm.
doing all these amazing things and
Yeah.
inspiring us younger girls to go out and really reach for our dreams.
Yeah. I mentioned the thing about social media. I think what's great also is that with the internet, games are live streamed over the computer, so you're able to watch it real time. And the fact that we saw with college, softball being televised on ESPN, and then you have the professional leagues, and then even the Olympics a couple of years ago. How, I mean, the Olympic team made it. It said that deep run. It said that was just so impressive. So I think, yeah, as you said, the inspiration, I think, again, to see those, older, women, the fact that they're also paying it forward, and they're giving back as well to the game. So it's, I think it's a win-win for everybody involved. Hey, it's just, I wanted to give you the final word and message here. It's so well deserved here, Samantha. For family, friends, teammates, and coaches, Serrano High School, Bat Busters have been 16U travel team, the student body administration athletic department also at Serrano High School, and the community of Field in California. I know there are probably a lot of people that you want to thank here.
Yes, I would like to thank every single one of them. I wouldn't be where I am without them.
Hey, a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you, Samantha. Again, congratulations on your success at Serrano High School and the varsity softball team, and also on Bat Busters, Edmond 16U travel team. And so, as I said, 2 more years left, and you still have this summer as well. And again, wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.